those of you listening who are thinking about AI usage in other fields, this will be familiar to you because it's important for insurance decisions, all kinds of different decisions. But a human in the loop, we very much like Gen AI code as a first draft, but it must get human review. It must get a second code review. You've got to put it through all of the tools to make sure that the code is accurate. Those are all absolute must-haves. And it's really the only responsible way to be using Gen AI, no matter how good those Gen AI coding tools are.
I see that. Now, you talk a lot about responsibility. You talk about ethics. You talk about a human in the loop, because it's a feedback loop, and you really hope that you have some RTHF, real-time human feedback. What, Matt, in your professional opinion, do you think the field of artificial intelligence needs to really advance from where it is today and going forward, knowing what you know and the code bases you've scanned over the past 7 years?
Well, I know that on the other side of this recording is someone who's thought deeply about this question, so I will put it back over to you in a second. In our very narrow domain of Gen AI code, I studied history in undergrad, and I really believe in pattern matching. Maybe history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And also, if you can analogize something to an earlier understandable situation, it just really helps people understand the right choices to make. And for us, really clearly, it seems Gen AI code is similar to open source code. As you know, open source code is created by community members. Under certain circumstances, it's free to use. It is a must-have for being a modern developer. If you told someone you were a developer and you weren't using open source, you were writing everything by hand, they'd look at you like you were a Luddite. But open source comes with security risk and IP risk and maintainability risk. And so it is a very well-established, there are very well-established protocols and trainings and supports to make sure that there is a human in the loop on open source code, which again, while it was written by a human, your own team at whoever company is using it needs to keep track. We think that really holds up for Gen AI code. It is also not written by your team. It's written by a prompt, but it makes sense. It helps developers go faster and have more fun, but it comes with IP risk and security risk and maintainability risk. And the answer is treating it not identically to the code you've written, but appropriately given the risks involved.
And how do you determine what's appropriate, Matt, when you talk about what the field needs? Now, what Matt thinks is appropriate may not be the same for somebody else.
Yeah, I cannot stress this is neither legal nor policy advice. I go back to our standards.